Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Framed, a Sicilian murder mystery. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 7, available at Amazon.com. Kindle Unlimited is free, and we still get paid, Joan. We still get paid. Aw, yay, she's sleepy. Anyhow, this is in Italian, so subtitled. It's a bit hard to follow because there's a lot of dialogue and it's subtitled unless you understand Italian, probably specifically Sicilian, which is a little different from Italian is my understanding. But these are the two main characters. They're two regular Joes who get caught up in a murder mystery because the one guy's complaining about his boring life, and this guy lives with his mom. He's complaining. Yeah, he says, instead, our lives are flat. We are flat lifers. And then they go to do whatever it is they do. I'm not sure what they do. I think they clean houses, maybe. But they find a murder and a murder weapon, and they freak out, and they start cleaning the place. Then they get kidnapped by mafioso who refer to themselves as a clan because it's probably Camorra, and so it's more family clanny oriented. It's a little different. The mafia in Sicily and mainland Italy are a little different. So Sicily, it's the mafia usually. Could be the Camorra though. So these guys end up kind of mixed up, and they have to confess to the murder to save themselves. And they end up in a meeting for the mafia, and the one guy ends up dating a female cop, and it just spirals out of control from there. They end up in jail. They can't talk to the cops. Here they are. They have to pick up pastries for some reason. And where's the... Yeah, it's called Frame, a Sicilian murder mystery. Now, it's on Netflix, and this is on the Netflix account. And it says, we can't tell you whether it's a crime comedy or a comedy crime. It's weird, but we know for sure that Framed, a Sicilian murder mystery with Ficarra and Piccone, I guess they're a comedy team in Italy, arrives on January 27th. Oh, that's today. Only on Netflix. So, comedy, I mean, it looks like a comedy. And these guys look pretty funny. You know, hey, look, comedy doesn't usually translate overseas, but if you're willing to give it a shot, I think, it can be fun. You just have to keep in mind, it's not America, so they're not gonna cow down to your precious PC beliefs. These are Sicilians, okay? These are Italians. These will be the last people who get PC. Yeah, trust me. Trust me on that. So I think it's a pretty standard comedy premise. The first act is the two guys going about their business. Well, it probably opens with them about to be killed, and then it flashes back that they were just two normal guys in Sicily trying to eke out a living. They're complaining that they don't have great lives. They like fun and adventure. The guy on the left is married. The guy on the right lives with his mom. And then they go to this client's house and find him dead or something. And they get framed for the murder. But then they get caught up in the mafia in the second act. And they have to pretend to have actually committed the murder in order to... I mean, that's a positive in the world of the mafia, right? If you're just a civilian and a witness, well, you might have to go. But it turns out you're the guys who committed the murder? Oh, well, and you murdered the right guy? Oh, well, you're on our side. So it's kind of like that. I mean, it's not really like that in the organized crime world, but, for a comedy, you could see it becoming that way. And the mafia guys are mostly scary, but a little bit bumbling. It opens the door to comedy. And they end up in jail. They end up dealing with the cops. The guy on the right ends up dating a cop for some reason. Didn't quite catch all the little details here, but since it's a comedy, in the end, these guys live, probably, and and the mafioso guys, either cut them loose or they all go to jail or they become the head of the mafia or something like that, right? They could get killed at the end. I mean, it could be different sensibilities in Italy. I don't know, but I would definitely watch this. I like to watch foreign movies to get a taste of that different sensibility. Now, with a comedy, it's going to be different. It's going to be very different with a comedy because things that hit in Italy in terms of the comedy here, they're not going to hit, right? It's just like, I always give the example of high school. In the United States, high school plays out in a certain way. There's a lot of high school movies here that are comedies, coming of age movies. Those movies don't necessarily play overseas. Like in a country like Japan, the school system is different. In 8th grade, you make a decision whether you take an academic route or a trade route. So the high school is different. It's similar, but it's different. Same thing in Italy. I mean, things are just different in Italy. They have different sensibilities. They have a different culture. They have a different way of approaching people. So, it's very scenic, though. That's the great thing about it. It's like, oh man, look at the background of this murder. And there's a shot of these guys in a van, and they're driving past a guy on a horse and buggy. I mean, it's still very old world in some ways. I mean, it's an old country. It's not an old country, but it's an area in the world that's been populated for thousands of years. So, now, is it funny? I mean, these guys look pretty funny. I mean, our comedians have completely abandoned comedy, so I'm certainly willing to give these two guys a chance to make me laugh. They look like they're trying. They don't look like, one of the things that I think connects me to characters, I don't know about you, but the idea that they're poor, these guys are poor schlubs. They're just trying to work. They got problems, that endears me to them because I feel that that's my life too. That's, I think, why people like Peter Parker. He's got problems, but he's Spider-Man and he tries to do good, but he still has these problems, and everybody has problems, and that endears you to characters when you can relate to their normal stuff, even though fantastic things happen to them. And in this case, these guys get caught up in a murder mystery. So, yeah, I would watch this. I still got Netflix for free, so maybe I will. Framed, a Sicilian murder mystery. Today. It opens today on Netflix, so check it out. And that's it for me, Tony D. And Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. We got a news blast today and a Hollywoke hot take that's normal length. Normal length today. Got 25 minutes. The news blast actually went a little longer today. There's more news stories. So check that out. Just a quick mention. Sticks and Hammer got banned for a week on YouTube. So it's happening. They're going to get rid of everybody. So make sure you get on Alt Tech, and we'll see you in the next one.